Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week on this episode we rank whatever artist or band we're doing. And this week we are doing Angels and Airwaves. So we're going to rank their 4 EPs as well as their 6 LPs. But before we do that, or while we're doing that, go to Apple Podcasts, go rate, review, and subscribe to us on there. Follow us on social media at Asinine Radio. You can also call us, leave us a voicemail, text us. The phone number is 503-893-5307. So get into that. Now, Jeff, we're done with the boring intros. Let's get right into the album rankings, the EP rankings, because we're not going to be doing the 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge because that is stupid.
Because he's in the band.
He's in the fucking band. This fucking guy.
This fucking guy's in his own band. What an idiot.
So let's start with the EPs. Sound good?
Yeah, so I ranked the EPs in line with the overall album. So I have 10 rankings. However, I did highlight the EPs in bright blue, so I can easily just read them off back to back. But we can rank the EPs first. But as we are also ranking the albums, I will tell you where I would have thrown the EPs in.
Okay, that's
Does that
fair.
work?
That's fair. Yeah, that's totally cool with me.
Okay.
So then let's start with their worst EP, number 4. What do you got?
Easy. That is Wooden Toe Acoustic.
No, it's not.
It's not a bad EP.
Not.
It's not a bad EP.
It is not their worst.
But
You serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. It's lackluster. Distraction loses like a lot of its triumph sounds, even though the acoustic version still tries to keep those sounds. Overall, it's just a half-assed attempt at an acoustic album. Should just be called like Wooden Toe, but with less dubs, because that's what this is. And
You're unbelievable.
I don't even have a favorite. I think all 4 songs have something really, really wrong with them. And the adventure, the intro,
Yeah.
dumb.
Why?
Dumb. Because when you're doing it on the record and it's already coming off of some banger songs, it's fine. But when you're really hearing those noises, like someone's standing there twisting something, like they're playing Bop It is essentially what the intro to Wooden, what the adventure is. Somebody's playing Bop It, somebody's twisting, somebody's bopping, somebody's pulling. It's just, man, this one's dumb. This one's dumb, and I'm glad I don't have it because I wanted to buy it for a long time, and then I didn't. So I'm glad.
Wow, you're unbelievable. This
dumb.
is already off to a bad start. We're already off to a bad start.
This is not
That's
even
what
like
this
is not even the bottom of my rankings for Ava. This is. Oof, just you wait, kid.
Oh no.
Just you
Oh,
watch. No. Yeah, just you wait.
Oh God. Okay, so my number 4 is easily Stomping the Phantom Brake Pedal. This is just stupid. I never liked it. I think it's so boring. There's nothing about this I like. I have no banger. I have nothing. It's just straight stupid.
What?
Yeah, I don't care. I just don't care.
Wowzer. Okay.
Yeah, never has interested me.
All right.
I don't get it. But it's like, most of it's just like remixes and shit like that. It's
okay.
Dumb.
All right.
It's dumb. And this is probably like your number 2.
Okay.
So what do you got for number 3?
Stomping the Phantom Brake Pedal.
Oh, thank God.
But I will say, half of this record, and when I say half, we're talking like side A and side B. Side B is, I'll get that out in a second. But I loved half of this record. The first half, which is not the remixes. Dude,
yeah.
Super rad soundscapes, really good electronic stuff. It was calming and then sometimes chaotic. Just it was really well put together for that 13 to 14 minutes. Fantastic. The second half was the remixes. Dumb. Fucking
very dumb.
This was one of the worst things I've ever done. It was so bad. I fucking hated it. I don't want to get too much into it because it'll give away my rankings a little bit, but I'll leave it at that. Stomping the Phantom Brake Pedal is my number 3.
I assume you have no banger because it's all, soundscapes and shit.
I don't have a banger, but I did playlist the first 3 songs because those are the ones that I thought were really, really good.
So, and you had no banger off of Wooden Toe then, right?
No, I thought because everything from the Wooden Toe acoustic had a fatal flaw,
Okay.
which made it unlistenable. Nothing was playlistable.
It's fucking wild, man.
It was bad. It was bad.
Oh, you're so dumb. Okay,
Yeah.
so my number 3 is it's Wooden Toe, the acoustic one. Now, I think this is really good. I really enjoyed it. It's the 4 songs, and I like the renditions of them. I thought they were fun. They were enjoyable, and I like that Tom actually just kind of got in the studio and actually like kind of changed his vocals a little bit to work with the acoustic stuff. So I thought it was solid. I don't know why you're a hater. I have this on the vinyls, and I'm stoked, very stoked on it. And I mean, The Adventure, you just can't fuck with that song. The Adventure is just an amazing song. And yeah, the beginning is stupid and it's goofy, but once you get past that,
bad.
But once you get past that, it's a solid fucking song. It's a solid rendition of that song. I think it's really good. So yeah, Wooden Toe Acoustic is my number 3.
Okay.
So what do you got for number 2?
Number 2, Chasing Shadows. Chasing Shadows.
Chasing Shadows.
I thought this was great. I thought this was more pop punk and in Tom's wheelhouse, but also just with like Ava elements, like song first, production second. And it's something they don't do very often, almost if ever. And there's a lot of like vocal verb to it, but I think it works here because he's just kind of yelling a lot. And I dig that. I really liked it. I think the title track, Chasing Shadows, I feel like it's weird. It's weird to say. Chasing Shadows, Sean Connery. I'll take the rapist. That's the therapist, Mr. Connery. Yeah. Good stuffs. I think the title track is the best. It's kind of like everything that they've ever done. All of their sounds, all of their tricks rolled into one 5-minute song. I think it's a banger. It got playlisted. 2 songs from Chasing Shadows got playlisted for me on my main Blink playlist, and I was very fucking surprised at how good this EP was.
All right, good. I'm glad you dug it.
This is on my vinyl want list.
Good luck.
Yeah,
fucking expensive. It's on my want list too, and it always pops up for like 150 at least. 150.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, but it's on my want list.
I would love it. So, my number 2 is Of Nightmares. This is a really good EP. It's more it's like pretty much all electronic based, and it's very dark. It's moody. It's probably one of the more experimental things Tom has done, and I really like this one. And it accompanied one of his books, the Poet Anderson book, and it was kind of like the soundtrack to the book, I guess you could say. I think it's really good. And I mean, the song Home, it's so subdued and it's so quiet, but it's just, I love the song. I just absolutely love it. There's just enough weirdness of Tom on that to make it just like a perfect song. I love the song Home off of Nightmares. So that's my number 2.
Okay.
So what do you got for number 1?
My number 1 is Of Nightmares. This is this is solid. This is just like you said, it's very electronic, if not 100% electronic. And I like droning bass. I like the droning bass that like carries throughout these songs. Like a view from above or view from below.
Yeah.
Fuck, because that's a Modest Mouse song. But view from below. Yeah, view from above.
Sure, but
honestly, that Modest Mouse song was really fucking good. So I don't want to compare the two because I really like Of Nightmares. It's on my vinyl want list for sure. And when I go through my rankings, you'll see how high I rank this one also.
Dude, you're so dumb.
But dude, like there are times when I think that Ava is just goofy and straight bad, and they have done some really really bad stuff. Like embarrassing, and Tom DeLonge should be embarrassed. But then there's other times where I think they pull off this poppiness of Death Cab with the subdued kind of instrumentals of Postal Service mixed with the eccentric, heavy Radiohead from their best era. And Of Nightmares meets all of that. It has all of that vibage. Like Parasomnia is my favorite. And one of my new favorite Ava songs, to be honest. It's so fucking good. I've never even heard this. I've never even listened to this EP before.
Really?
Never. This is post the Love era, and I was so done with this band. So this is Of Nightmares. That Parasomnia is so fucking good. I love that piano riffage. Tom barely sings in this, and it's just, I don't know. He doesn't need to muddle a good song with his annoying voice all the time, and that's something that it took him many albums to learn, and he finally did it on this one. And then on the album of the week, Lifeforms also. But Of Nightmares is my favorite EP they did. I think Chasing Shadows was good, but I think the difference between Chasing Shadows and Of Nightmares for me is like leaps and bounds better. I think Of Nightmares is by far the best thing that they've ever done, EP wise.
Whoa.
By far.
Okay, I was gonna say there's no way you think it's better than Wooden Toe.
EP wise. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. So then my number one is obviously Chasing Shadows. I think the song Overload is my favorite song off of this one, and it is top 5 Angels and Airwaves. Through and through, top 5 Angels, top 10 Tom altogether. Like, just without a doubt, it's top 10 Tom DeLonge. And Blink, Boxcar.
Anything Tom's ever done.
Anything Tom's ever done. I think Overload is in the top 10. Absolutely in the top 10. I think it's just a perfect song with the high guitar, and just him kind of singing over it. Like, it's a tone that he's never used before. They're notes he's never used before, and it just sounds, it's almost like nu metal-ish, that high guitar part. It's very nu metal-ish, very Korn, but it just, damn dude, it works so well. And that chorus is one of the catchiest choruses he's ever written. I mean, it's just such an amazing song. It's fast. The drums are just on point. They're there. But I will say one of their worst songs, if not their worst song, is on this EP.
Ooh, which one?
Artillery.
Oh.
Artillery is a trash song. It's absolutely a trash song. But because Overload is so good, and the other two songs, Chasing Shadows and Voyager, are fucking amazing too, it's okay. You can have that big of a dud on this and still have it be their best EP. So I'm blown away by this. And this EP also came out after he had been fired from Blink. And this also accompanied one of his other books, his Chasing Shadows book, which is a really good book as well. But yeah, so this accompanies that. And when I bought, I wish I was collecting vinyl at the time, because I remember on the website they had this awesome vinyl bundle where you could buy the book, like the little pamphlet that came with it that I have, and the vinyl on top of it.
Ooh.
And I know. And
there it goes.
I didn't collect it. I didn't collect vinyl at the time. I could have had it. I could have fucking had this as a bundle.
Yeah.
Would have been so worth it. Same with Of Nightmares. I could have had that. They had a bundle with that as well. But I fucking blew it. But anyway, Chasing Shadows, best EP. Overload, one of the best Angel songs, top 5. So there you go. That's what we got for the EPs. So let's move on to the meat and potatoes of the rankings. Now we got the albums, the 6 albums, and we're also going to name our biggest banger. Obviously, we might even name the biggest stinker. I don't know. You probably will, because you're a jerk. But so let's start with number 6, their worst record. What do you got?
Okay, here is the only record that I think through and through is a stinker. This is a bad record. This is awful.
I think I know what it is.
Fucking, it was hard to get through. It was hard to get through, and that's Love Part 2.
Oh, okay. I was thinking something else. Okay.
Love Part 2. I have so many fucking notes on this because I hated it so much.
Well, why though?
And that's why I asked you if I had to do Stomping the Phantom Brake Pedal for the remixes, because like, oh my god, there's no fucking way I cannot get through the remixes of my most hated album. I can't do it.
I would not make you go through remixes. Come on, the remixes are terrible. They're never good.
I listened to the first remix, and that's when I texted you. I can't. I'm not gonna do this. And then so I moved on from there. But Love Part 2. So first of all, I don't even know where. First things first. I don't know where to begin. But Surrender. So Surrender has parts that are that are such a direct ripoff of The Adventure. When he comes in with the chorus, it's the same fucking chorus as The Adventure. Same thing. Bothers me. And just this overall was boring. There was zero excitement. The melodies got buried in how hard this record tried to be something bigger and more extravagant. And this is Love Part 2. So obviously my Love Part 1 is at least better than this. And this was like a clear case of something that was conceptualized and then executed in two completely different forms. Because I get what was trying to happen here with the two parts. I get the story that was trying to be told. Oh, it was just bad. It was bad. But I did find parts of this to be cool. Like when things stop being obnoxious and just let ambient noise play around.
Oh, God.
That's when I really enjoyed it. For instance, the end to revelatory going into one last thing. That part. So the end of one song, the beginning of another song, phenomenal. Really fun to get into. And then like one last thing would be like the closest I'd come to being a banger, the song One Last Thing. But no, nothing from here was playlisted.
What? My God. This
was very, very difficult to get through. I'd rate this a 1 out of 3 on our patented famous 3-point rating scale. 1, nothing more. Because I thought this was awful. I thought this was embarrassing, and I felt stupid listening to this. I really did.
Wow, man, that sucks.
Yeah, this was a scathing review from something that I think is just absolutely atrocious. Bad. Bad.
Oh my God. I can't believe you hated it that much. That's
this
wild
was the only thing that I really, really hated, I will say.
Wow.
But yeah, this was
at least you didn't hate a ton of it. Like I was a little bit worried, but
there were parts to Love Part 2 that I liked. Like I said, some of the ambient noises and matching my description of why I liked of Nightmare so much. That whole Death Cab going into Radiohead sound, they do that really, really well. But Love Part 2 was just like they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They had a lot of ideas, but none of them were executed the way they probably wanted. And it was pretty shit.
Maybe that's why Adam Willard left right after this came out.
Yeah, no, it makes sense because I'm telling you, man, even the song, Tom, dude, there are many songs where The Adventure comes into play, and they're reusing same melodies from The Adventure and a lot of things from Wood and Toe, and I have examples later on, but.
Okay.
But even like the drum beat, dude, like even the fucking the din 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 din, like that thing, they do it over and over and over.
Well, that's a very Adam Willard thing too.
And they probably pissed him off so much. God, this album was bad.
It's not bad. It's a good album. So, all right. So that was your least favorite.
Yep.
Still a good album, but not your favorite. So my number 6 is The Dreamwalker. This is their 5th record, came out in 2014, and this is the first one with Ilan on drums, and it was pretty much just Tom and Ilan. This is their record, and so it was just it's definitely a departure from everything they had done before, which I understand. Like even Tom said, like they felt like the music was starting to sound the same, and I kind of agree with Love Part 2. I do agree with that. I mean, it's true, but The Dreamwalker, it just doesn't do it for me. It's still I really like this record. I have it on vinyl. I have all their records on vinyl except for the Love records because they're so fucking expensive. But I do have The Dreamwalker, and I think it's a solid record. There's some amazing fucking songs on it, but it just I don't like the drum tone on it. I think I don't like the production. I don't think it's very good. It's just it's too low end. There's too much low end in the mix, and it's distracting. It's very distracting. Sometimes Tom's vocals are a little too marble mouth on this album. They're pretty marble mouth on this album. This is like his most marble mouth album he's ever put out. So, but outside of that, I think it's solid. I think another top 10 Angels and Airwaves is on this, and that's The Disease. I think The Disease is an amazing throwback to Wooden Toe, but still making it, modern for them. I think it's an amazing song. I love the song. I've listened to it so many fucking times, and overall, yeah, it's a good record. Definitely not bad, and I'm stoked I have it on vinyl. It's a really cool like sky blue with like white cloud looking thing on the actual record. It looks great. It looks really great, and the album cover is awesome too. I think it's a really cool album cover. But musically, whatever. And it's kind of a shame that they didn't take any input from David or their bass player at the time, Eddie, who was also from Thrice. What are you gonna do?
So just as oh god, I just squeezed a lime in my beer, and then of course I licked my fingers. It was a good lime, so very, very sour. Ooh, got a lot of gleeks in my mouth right now. I think in my mind, I gleek in my mouth.
Wow, that was stupid.
No, so dumb.
That was very dumb.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, just as a basis here, just as moving forward, what would you rate this on our patented 3-point rating scale? Your lowest album.
2 out of 3.
Oh my God! Here we go, dude. You are such a fucking cuck. I knew this was gonna happen. You have fucking AFI syndrome right now. Are you kidding me?
What is wrong with me liking these records?
Because some of them are just straight bad. Fact, not fiction. Not. Like the '90s show. This was fact.
This is still a good record. Why would I still listen to it? Why would I not give it a 2? I listen to it all the time.
As I go forward, I'm going to put in where, like, for instance, because Wood and Toe is my least favorite. If I thought Wood and Toe was next, I would say this is where I would put Wood and Toe. You know what I mean? Okay. So please do so as you go forward.
Wood and Toe acoustic, you mean, right?
Yeah, Wood and Toe acoustic. Or Wood and Toe. You never know. You don't know.
Okay, yeah.
It could have changed.
So I would, yes, okay, I'll throw in my EPs as well.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
I mean, obviously Stomping the Fandom Break is at the very bottom of everything.
So Stomping the Phantom Brake Pedal is below
Dreamwalker.
Dreamwalker for you.
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's
what do you got for number 5?
That's fucking wrong.
Damn, I thought we'd be going through this faster, but you're a fussy boy.
I'm very fussy boy. Oh my God, he's got some pulp.
So much leak.
Chew on the pulp. Next one for me. You ready for this?
I was born ready. What do you got?
I Empire.
All right. Okay. I thought you were going to, before we started this episode, I thought you were going to rank I Empire as the lowest.
Yeah.
I really thought you were going to do that.
I've hated this for so long. I really have. Mm-hmm. And honestly, the reason why I Empire is so high is because I hated Love Part 2 so much. So don't think that don't think that like I Empire, I found something there that I liked more than last time. No, it's just I found something in Love Part 2 that I can't get over. But I Empire, I don't hate this as much as I did the last time. Like I said, there's a lot of really cool songs that have great melodies, like Breathe, and Love Like Rockets. Like Breathe is dumb because it's just I love you. It's I love you over and fucking over. My God, shut the fuck up. Oh, it's so annoying.
Yo.
But the album overall, it's just a little too slow. There's no contrast. It's slow, dramatic, teeny bopper stuffs. Fine, whatever. Mm-hmm. But there's only so much that I can take. And then also like the flange. My God, dude, these guys use a couple tricks, like the organ, the synth sound, that organ synth thing, and then like the flange, the whatever that fucking sound is. There's only so much I can take. And I Empire utilized those things so goddamn much, and it was annoying. But it was fine overall. Secret Crowds, that's my new banger playlisted.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's a slow one, right? It's a slow one, but it plays out well.
Though.
It plays out well,
big riff and everything.
And I don't mind it after a while. And you know, like no matter what, if you're ever in doubt, like this doesn't rhyme, but when in doubt, double time the end. Like that should be a standard for anybody who's playing semi-aggressive music. When in doubt, double time. So maybe somebody can do something with that.
And that chorus in Secret Crowds is so good.
It's fine. That's what I'm saying. It's fine. Like it's not like great, but it's fine. It's good. I don't think I Empire is great. I think it's hard to release a follow up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, after
what
what
are you really gonna do? So releasing I Empire, and then like the biggest bangers on I Empire are just, they're not bad, but like they're so obviously pop focused.
Which
And
is fine. What's wrong
I
with
know
that?
there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying like everything's magic. Like these songs are just
Oh,
very,
that song's so good though.
they're very pop focused, and it's like when you're coming off something like Wooden Toe, which people still to this day think is horrible and awful, but it's something so unique and something that Tom has just, like, it blows people's minds to think that Tom had done something like this. So releasing Everything's Magic is kind of like getting back to like the pop stuff of Blink in their later days.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I Empire, it was almost like one of those kind of doomed before it began type of records, because you can't replicate Wooden Toe. Otherwise now you're a shtick band, even though they are 100% a shtick band.
Hey, watch your mouth.
But it's, I don't know. They were kind of doomed before they even released I Empire. So that's no fault to them. It's just that's where I Empire landed for me.
All right.
This is not a vinyl album for me.
Whoa.
As you know, this is still below Wooden Toe Acoustic, because I've not said that yet.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So where would you rank this on our 3-point rating system?
This is still a 1.
Really?
Yeah, this is a solid 1.
Ah, dude, you are the fucking worst person I've ever spoken to. That is so dumb.
Well,
wow.
It's gospel.
Wow.
According to Luke and Mark and Gable.
You don't even know what you're saying anymore. So my number five is Love Part 2.
Thank God.
I still really enjoy this record. I think there's some really solid stuff here. There's the 3 songs which I think just go so well together, and that's Dry Your Eyes, The Revelator, and One Last Thing. It's just like just a punch in the face, those 3 songs. But I will say, Dry Your Eyes, the chorus, the melody in the chorus of that song is identical to Everything's Magic. Like you can't. I mean, they're 100% the same melody. So it's still great though. The Revelator is an awesome one too. But my favorite song off of this one is Saturday Love. I think the chorus there is so simple and it's so catchy. He says the same thing over and over again, but I love it. I fucking love that song. But there are some duds, or songs that duds. They're duds. And
yes.
That's Surrender is not a very good song, but they always play it live, and I don't get it.
Because it's a rip off of The Adventure.
And Anxiety is another one. It's not a good one. It's not a good one. So.
But
Also,
like a 2.8
we are all that we are. That one's stupid too. That's a dumb song too. But anyway, yeah, it's just overall, it's a cool record. I enjoy it. I want to get it on vinyl, but like I said, it's fucking expensive as hell. And I still like this one. I still think it's a solid record. I don't really have that many issues with it, minus those 2 songs. It's still a pretty good record. And Saturday, fucking shit, Saturday Love.
Like the Elton John song?
Like the Elton John song. Yes.
Okay.
It's still a really good record, but I do understand what you mean, that it sounds like they were, at this point, they were just kind of going with the flow. Like they weren't trying to do anything different, and it shows, like, in every aspect of the songwriting. The melodies, the drumming, everything is just very Angels and Airwaves. And I feel like if they hadn't done Dreamwalker, we would have gotten something even worse than this. Like, I mean, it's just, I don't know, whatever though. It's still enjoyable because it does have that Angel sound, which I love. So that's my number 5. It's Love Part 2. Saturday Love is the best song.
Okay.
So what do you got for number 4?
Before I get to number 4, this is where I would put Wooden Toe Acoustic.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So now I'm getting to my number 4, and that is Love, their 3rd album.
Love.
And first things first, Live, Laugh, Love. How many times Tom gonna fucking use an Eminem's riff? My God.
He's only used it twice or 3 times.
No, yeah, this is the 3rd fucking time.
No,
dude,
this is the 2nd time. Oh,
this
no,
is the
right.
3rd time. He does it again
time,
in the song Young London. Dude, my fucking A. dude, stop.
It's a good riff, though. It's a good riff.
Stop. And the singing and the pacing in the verse of Some Origins of Fire is pretty much the same exact thing again as The Adventure. The fucking same thing. The song as a whole bears a lot of similarities to The Adventure. And again, the drum patterns, the fucking same goddamn thing. And just, it bothers me so much that they just keep doing this over and over and over. And maybe it's like a subconscious thing. I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, the latter half of this album, like musically, is fucking good. And that's why it's so high. The first half, throw it out, throw in the trash. It's garbage. But the last half, I think, is absolutely fantastic. It's really good. His voice, I could really do without, but I don't know. Like, cause he sings the same style over and over. And it's just like, dude, shut up. My God, stop singing. Fuck. But the ending to Moon Atomic,
okay, yeah,
into Clever Love was unbelievable. I literally thought that was unbelievable. And again, this is Love coming in, right? Because Love Part 2, my favorite part was the revel. What did you call it? Revelatory?
The Revelator.
Revelator going into the last thing. I thought that was absolutely fucking phenomenal. And in this one, it was the ending to Moon Atomic into Clever Love, which I thought was unbelievable. And this was the first time on my listen through, because I was listening in chronological order. This is the first time that I thought this is what it sounds like. And that's when I came up with the Death Cab kind of / Postal Service going into Radiohead sound. And when they are doing that sound, I think they are untouchable. Okay. Because Tom can meet Ben Gibbard. He can meet him. He can't match him because they're a little bit different. Ben Gibbard's going to always be a little more melancholy, a little more downtrodden, but they can meet. They can do kind of the same things. And Angels and Airwaves can do the same things that all three of those bands that I just mentioned can do. And at their best, Angels and Airwaves are just like a hodgepodge of all of those things, but do it a little bit better, except for Radiohead. Do it a little bit better than all of them. Minus Kid A and minus, I guess the Pulse Service's only album. But Angels and Airwaves, they can do things like there's not a market for this. You know what I mean? There's not a big market for this. There's not a market for heavy electronic stuffs like the Postal Service, but mixed with a kind of like a weird, downtrodden emo Radiohead with pop punk vocals. There's not a market for that.
True.
And besides kind of like Radiohead, then Death Cab and Angels and Airwaves, there's nobody else. But like when Angels and Airwaves try to get too much into the pop realm with Love Part 2 and Empire, they fail so miserably. But Love was pretty goddamn good.
I'm very surprised.
Yeah, I was
surprised by that.
I was too. There was, I think what I like about these later albums, and when I say later, just in my rankings, because this is their third fucking album. What I like more about these albums as I listen to them again is the nuance to them. I hear a lot of really good things, and Wooden Toe is very, very basic, but because it's the first one, because it's their debut, because they're doing things that really like kind of nobody had done up until that point. That's why it's different. That's why it's going to hold such high. It's going to be on a high pedestal in regards to nostalgia and just overall good for the scene. But Angels and Airwaves can do things that are so nuanced that it's going to take them many, many years to hone. And that's why Life Forms has not been mentioned yet in either of our rankings. Just saying.
So then what would you rank Love Part 1?
This that was my this is Love Part 1 is my number.
No. I know, but what would you rank? I mean, what would you rate it? I'm sorry, rate it. My bad.
Oh, Love Part 1, I'm giving as a 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you get it on vinyl.
Yes. Well, I shouldn't. I would get Love Part 1 on vinyl, even though I ranked something else higher. I would not get on vinyl because of the second half is shit.
Oh God. All right. So my number 4 is Love, Part 1, the first one. This is Love is dangerous.
Exactly what I was thinking. That's so good. So pathetic. Oh, you're such a loser. I hate everything about you and Tom DeLonge. It's all the worst. Everything's the worst.
But the thing is, you started it. Like you knew what was going to happen.
So
you were.
I've been
you're
fucking
even worse
dying.
than me.
I've been dying for someone to say this, like the love, not the part 2, just love straight up, so I can say that. Chomping at the bit.
Oh, it's so dumb. It's very dumb. But yeah, this one. This is my number 4. I think this is a solid output. I mean, it's with part 2, you can tell that it's like the B-sides. There's some great moments there, but the first one is much more cohesive. The transitions are better. But that's also kind of what draws me away from this record, was because when I listen to Angel, or when I listen to like a Tom song, I don't want to hear 2 minutes of just ambient noise. Like I want to hear what he's best at, and what he's best at is, catchy melodies and catchy songs and stuff like that. But sometimes the interludes and stuff like that, they're just a little much. But Epic Holiday is my favorite off this one. Young London is also, I mean, I know you hate it because of that riff, but it's still a fucking killer song. And those are my 2 favorites. There's no duds. There's no stinkers off of this one. I think this is a solid output from the band, and they didn't need to put out part 2. They really didn't need to, but I'm glad they did, because there's some bangers off of it. But but part 1, part 2, they're pretty much the same. Pretty much the same shit. So rating wise, I would put Love Part 1 and 2. I'd put them at a solid 2 out of 3. Off of
like both of them, like together?
Well, I mean, no, even individual. Oh, no, okay, so part 2 I would give a 2, and then part 1 I give a 2.25. That's what I would do.
Okay,
that's
at least part 1 is better.
No, part 1 is better. It is.
Oy.
But I mean, you kind of hit all the main points on this one. But yeah, that's what I got for number 4.
All right.
So what do you got for number 3?
So this is where I would put Stomping the Phantom Brake Pedal. Is in between Love and my number 3, which is Dreamwalker. Why do you hate this album?
I don't hate it. I have it on vinyl.
Dude, this is pretty damn good. PDG, baby.
It's good.
Dude, some of the instrumentals here were really, really heavy, really hard. Some drum parts came in like overly heavy, but kind of matched the theme of the song. Tom stayed in his lane. And he never fucking does. My God, he goes off and, he's so annoying sometimes. And he puts out, on this one, something that was sort of like a back to basics type of thing. Mm-hmm. And before I give you my favorite song, because it ties into what I hate and everything about this band, but like back to basics, right? Wood and Toe came out, and like objectively speaking, if Wood and Toe was like their 4th or 5th album, it may not have been that good, because it is there's so many faults to it. It's so damn goofy. It's so damn dumb. But because it was their first one, it's just, that's what we have to go off of. So from then on, we extrapolate from Wood and Toe. And so Dreamwalker comes out, and they're going back to basics. They're going back to very strong kind of pop focused melodies with a little bit of experimentation. But when I say experimentation, it's not like they're not fucking King Crimson out here, prog rock. No, they're just adding more dubs, more layers, which is fine, because there's a lot of bands that do that are fucking fantastic. Daft Punk has made a career out of that. It's not a big deal. Whatever. But my favorite song from this is Anomaly. Come on.
No, it's a great acoustic song.
Like this is what the Wood and Toe acoustic should have taken notes from. What are you fucking thinking?
I'm with you on that.
And the Wood and Toe acoustic I had heard before I don't think I've ever heard this song before. I don't, because it wasn't playlisted. I feel like I would have playlisted this for sure. So I don't think I've ever heard this before.
I brought it to the pod before, a long, long time ago. I brought Anomaly to the pod, knowing that you would like it because it's an acoustic. And I remember you liking it, but it never went.
I don't know why I didn't playlist it. So it wasn't playlisted, therefore it does not exist in my world. And the Wooden Toe acoustic 100% should have taken notes from this, because this is a song that the acoustic guitar is in the front and the instrumentals are in the back. They both exist, whereas in Wooden Toe acoustic, the dubs and the instrumentals exist at the same time in the same plane as the acoustic. If there's even an acoustic guitar, I use air quotes because you can't see my hands. If there's even an acoustic guitar at that point, it's just Wooden Toe acoustic was just such a cool concept that completely missed the boat. Whereas Anomaly is like the second best acoustic thing that Tom has ever done.
What's the first best?
From Toy Paja Extended.
Oh, what went wrong?
Yeah. Like, come on, you can't beat that.
I know. It's perfect.
But fuck, man, dude. Dreamwalker is so goddamn good. And this is for sure on my want list.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though I told you to buy it, but that's okay.
I know.
They put it up on the site like
I know.
Maybe 9 or 10 months ago.
I know.
Yeah, and I told you, just do it. You're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret not getting
You should
this.
have. I was okay. So first of all, I was very against scalping at the time, which I am not that much against now. And you should have said, "Hey, let's do the rankings on the pod beforehand. That way you can rank them, and then I would know that it's really good." So that's on you. It's not me. It's on you.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes fucking sense.
Yeah, it does.
You wouldn't even buy Wooden Toe. You know, when it was
I did
like
buy
$50.
it.
You didn't buy Wooden Toe.
I bought it on Amazon. It's going to deliver in January, it says.
Okay, yeah. But you didn't buy it initially.
I know. Well, we were still new into the game.
I got it. I got Wooden Toe and Empire.
Because
like
you have
$55.
you have this weird fucking upset. There's two bands that no matter what, three bands that no matter what they do, even if it's complete shit, you'll buy them. And one is
true.
Angels and Airwaves. And you're right, it's more than three. One is Angels and Airwaves. Two is Korn. And three is clearly AFI.
I did listen to Bodies yesterday, actually, on vinyl.
Oh my god!
Did listen to Bodies yesterday. It's that record's growing on me.
So bad.
It's growing on me for sure. It's growing.
Yeah, like a fucking cancer is growing on you.
Oh my god!
As it's growing on you as a fucking fungus.
Oh god! I wish Incubus would press Fungus Among Us on vinyl. They've never done it. It's never been pressed.
Yeah, speaking
Hopefully
of cancer, let's talk about Fungus Among Us.
Well, you did say fungus, so
yeah, you're right.
That's what. You know what I did? You know what I? Speaking of vinyl, real quick, I was reading today that in 2017 they pressed everything Angels and Airwaves did and did it as one box set.
In 2017?
In 2017, and that really pisses me off. Yeah.
What? Like even the EPs and everything?
From what it sounded like, and I guess 2017 was the first time they had ever pressed Empire, and they did it as one big box set, and then they did like what the Mars Volta did, where they did it individually after, but they did a big box set of everything back then. Yeah.
Dang, so that was everything up until Chasing Shadows, right?
I think Chasing Shadows and Of Nightmares were on it because those came out in 2016.
Oh,
or
God, that's
15 or
annoying.
16. Yeah, I know. Fucking bummer.
Yeah, so that's probably like $1 million now.
I know. I didn't even look to see if I don't think it's for sale anywhere, but yeah, that sucks. But so my number 3 on the rankings here is Empire. I have a ton of nostalgia for this one. I think I agree with you. It's way poppier than We Don't Need to Whisper, and it was kind of everything I wanted after We Don't Need to Whisper, because I at the time even I knew there's no way Tom could make another record like that. Especially considering every Blink record was pretty much different from the other. There was no way, and I really liked the direction. I thought it was a lot of fun. I went to 3 of the shows on this tour, 3 days in a row, and it was a lot of fun, and I think the songs are really great. Even the song Breathe, the lyrics are just some of the worst lyrics ever, but the song itself is fantastic. Great song. Terrible lyrics, great song. But my favorite song is Love Like Rockets. I think it's one of the catchier things he's written ever. And on this record, I think it's the catchiest chorus. I think the guitar tones, everything on this is, I mean, Critter, the guy who worked with them before he passed away, he worked on Wooden Toe through both Love records, and he just had a way of engineering and co-producing these records that just made everything pop, everything sound good, and everything kind of just it was never muddled. There was never just like this wall of sound with the first 4 Angel records, but I feel like after that it's just like, let's layer everything and like let's just have it just be one sound, and that's kind of what I don't really care for about Dreamwalker. It's hard. You really have to listen to differentiate between all the different sounds and tones and everything like that. But Empire, I think it's amazing, and I don't know. I love it, and I have it on vinyls. I have a cool orange blob variant, and I dig it, man. Absolutely dig it. So that's my number 3. What do you got for number 2?
In a fantastic cover, might I add.
Oh, yeah. The guy who fucking did the original Star Wars paintings. Yeah. Great cover. I mean, it's only great because it was that guy, but the cover itself is really stupid.
Correct.
Because it's the 4 guys, and Tom, of course, is the biggest head on the cover. It's a cool idea, but it was if you don't know the backstory,
it's one of the ugliest things you've ever seen in your life. Yeah. So going on to my number 2, this is where I would input Chasing Shadows EP.
Oh, okay.
Where have you been putting in your EPs?
I forgot. I did forget. So I was gonna put.
Go from the beginning. So you hated.
So we go Stomp in the Phantom Brake Pedal.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to Dreamwalker, Both Loves, and then we go Wooden Toe Acoustic.
Okay.
And then we go Empire, and then we go Of Nightmares, and then Chasing Shadows.
Oh wow!
And then that goes into my number 2. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. All right,
it's
number 2.
It's the
number
best
2
ever, but okay.
Number 2 for me, and don't forget, I have not said Of Nightmares yet. Okay?
Oh yeah, but you love it for some reason. I don't know.
Okay. Number 2 for me is Life Forms, album of the week.
There we go. All right.
Just
number
saying.
2 for me is also Life Forms. So there you go. So
number 1.5 for me, which I think is a little bit better than Life Forms. If I were to input this EP somewhere,
okay, it is the EP. Good.
Is Of Nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
I would put this in between my number 1 and Life Forms.
That's so high.
Dude, I was fucking blown away by this. I thought this was so good. This is what I've been wanting from Angels and Airwaves since they did Wooden Toe. Like, Wooden Toe is something special that they did, but afterwards, I've always thought that you guys are doing something really cool with the electronic sounds. Why not just like dive headfirst into it and do an electronic EP? And just add a little bit of vocals here and there, a little bit of instrumentation. And that's what Of Nightmares is. And I am 100% for it. I love Of Nightmares.
Clearly, I can't believe it's that high.
Love it.
Cannot believe it's that high.
But yeah, my favorite, which is based, I mean, like we're talking like 80% off of nostalgia alone, is Wooden Toe.
Yeah, same here. Wooden Toe is also my favorite.
Dumb record. And like listening to it this week, like, so listening to Life Forms and then going back and listening to all their albums through and through, Wooden Toe is dumb. I get it. It's stupid. It's childish. There's a lot of things in there that are just dumb. Like Distraction, for instance. The intro to Distraction is so dumb.
Oh, I love it.
Everything about it, not everything. A lot of things about Wooden Toe are just so stupid and so basic, so first album by a band sounding. There's a lot of things that they could have polished up, but that's what gives it its charm. And there was really no band at this time that really do anything like this, to do any kind of, like melancholy electronic pop punk sound. Like Angels and Airwaves did, and Tom came out swinging. no matter like what you think about Angels and Airwaves, Tom came out swinging, and for this album to be released like right outside of high school, right off of the self-entitled era of Blink, like my God, you just this era of music was dominated by like pop punk and Blink
and bad emo.
Well, yeah, I mean I think that's almost like regional, but pop punk like Blink were like the biggest band on earth. Like they were so fucking
huge.
massive. They were so massive, and for Wood and Toe to come out and challenge that notion is it's pretty good.
Ballsy. Yeah, it's ballsy.
It's pretty fucking good. And as much as I do think that there are parts of Wood and Toe where I do feel embarrassed, I'm like, damn, this is dumb. I think that no matter what, the nostalgia is always going to trump anything else on this album for me, at least.
I'm with you some of the way there, and I mean the nostalgia is clearly strong. We've talked about our introduction with the band and this record, and we'll talk about it on the main episode because we always talk about our origin story. But yeah, there are moments that are super cheesy, like parts of Good Day, parts of Start the Machine. Pretty fucking cheesy. But
the beginning to it hurts.
Yeah, the beginning. Yeah. The beginning to it hurts. Yeah, that's burning his finger on a stove or his hand on a stove. Anyway, no, it's I love this record. I did listen to everything on Spotify at least once, and I listened to everything I have on vinyl at least once. So that was nice. My biggest banger off of Wood and Toe though is The Gift or The Adventure. The Gift and The Adventure, they're like neck and neck. But the Gift has some really kind of, I don't want to say cheesy drum parts, but just very simplistic drum parts, but they add so much dynamic to the rest of the song, and I think the chorus is top notch on that song. And of course The Adventure goes without saying. That riff is just so iconic for Tom, and just such a great way to start this band out with that particular song. So I love it. And Wood and Toe is a perfect 3 out of 3. Honestly, it is. And if you want to hear us talk about it more extensively, we just did it on the pod like a year ago in the new format. So we break down the lyrics, the music, everything. So check out that episode. But I don't know. We got anything else on the rankings?
No, that is that is it. That is it. That was a doozy.
All right. So stay tuned for the main episode, or go listen to the main episode now, because we get into their newest record, Life Forms. And go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Asinine Radio is all the social media. So that's it. That's all.
Done well.